All right, hey folks, welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to fly with guns. I travel around the country when I'm not trying to conquer the world, one extraordinary YouTube video at a time. That's what I'm doing. I'm traveling the country, teaching pistol, rifle, tactics classes. I'm a trainer, and as such, a lot of folks will catch wind of what I do, and their first question is like, was that hard to fly with guns? And really, if you know what to do, you know the right cases, the right protocols, and you walk in like a crusty old vet who flies with guns all the time, they kind of pick up on that. They see you got all your ducks in a row, and I am hassle-free, just sailing straight through the lines, through security, and I'm good to go. So here's me trying to help you guys travel like a pro. First and foremost, and by the way, kind of like a little general overview, I'm going to start with some general tips that can save you a whole lot of heartache and trouble. Then I'm going to talk about cases, the condition of your guns, ammo, and magazines. And then we'll end the video of kind of like how you walk from your vehicle or transportation into the airport, check in, get through security, and then pick up your guns after you've landed at your final destination. First and foremost, let's start with just some general tips. First, you need to check with the state laws of where you are and where you're going. A lot of times you'll have a concealed carry permit that does not reciprocate with the state that you're going to. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't travel with your gun there. It just means that you can't conceal carry or open carry, but your gun may be just fine locked away in a box or in a case in your trunk as you're traveling throughout, and sometimes that's not okay. There's a case this year that happened of a middle-aged woman who was traveling with her daughter and her daughter's friend. Nice backstory, you don't care. But anyway, they were traveling in New York and ended up getting arrested at the airport. So there's a case in point. You got to be careful. There's some places that you really just don't want to travel with guns. Now, many people say California. I'm like, yeah, you just got to know the rules and play by the rules as best you can. I'm about to fly to California with guns, and some of my other pro training buddies, they do the same. And so if you know the ropes, you can do a lot, but still there's some places that I just don't fly. Let's see, the next thing is to get a proper case and know how you need to prep your guns, your ammunition if you're taking any, and your magazines. So let's go look at that now. So first off, make sure that you have good cases that the TSA is going to approve of. Something that looks like this. And any of the cases I show here, I'll go ahead and provide links below, as well as some maybe other cost-effective options for you that still work and guaranteed to clear TSA. So this is the first one. This is if I'm just traveling with pistols. Hardened case, key, which I like. Go ahead and ensure that the gun is in fact unloaded. Magazines unloaded as well. Sometimes I'll put a pistol flag in there or break the gun apart or leave it to the rear. I really don't have to do any of that. Just make sure that it's unloaded. They'll ask you again and again if it's unloaded, and when they do, you have to sign one of these guys. They'll drop it in and then lock it up. Before I do, this one comes with a cable though, and I always make use of this, not because it's a requirement, but because of theft stuff. And what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and girth hitch this around something like so. Tighten it up, and then this can lock in just like so. Groovy, good to go. And that's just a deterrent. So now that they actually have to cut something to steal it, just to maybe keep some TSA members from being tempted. Anyway, other stuff like this, I go ahead and throw this stuff in here. My war belt is good to go. If you have a real sharp knife on there or anything, you're obviously going to have to can't carry that on. This is a checked bag right here, just like so, and all this stuff is good to go. I'm able to zip it up all the way over to here. I try to minimize this as much as I can so it doesn't get snagged on something, but this bag's good to go and it's going to pass. All right, folks, so when I'm traveling with bigger boomsticks, like this girl right here, here's another pistol. They're both unloaded. Magazines must also be unloaded. I'm not actually flying anywhere today, so I kept loaded. But anyway, magazines must be unloaded. All these unloaded. And if you're traveling with ammunition, it needs to come in the original box, manufacturer's box. So here's my ammo, other cutting tools, and just fun stuff. I try to minimize the amount of stuff that I put in here so that it doesn't weigh too much and throw me over the weight limit. A lot of these bigger cases as well. Depends on the airline, but I'm just trying to keep weight down. You also want to make sure you get a really good case with reinforced eyelets and also wheels, which are a big deal when these things start weighing a whole lot. So wheels, hardened case, reinforced eyelets. When I also this foam is a hardened foam that you got to cut. There's another type of foam like this. This goes to a different case, but this is pull and pluck stuff. And you'll notice how it just kind of came apart. These just do that, and so it's real easy to be able to make this kind of like conglomeration so you don't have to cut over and over. But this stays as it is in one shape, and this just kind of disintegrates over time. So I hate the pull and pluck stuff. I like hardened foam, and that's just my own little preference. When you close it up, you go through the reinforced eyelets, and this all locks down like so. Goes through my reinforced eyelets. Some folks will say get Tsa Locks so that they don't cut your locks. Well, the Tsa Locks are like really, really pathetically weak, and so I want something thicker. They've never cut my locks so far, and usually if they have a problem at TSA, they may call my name right away in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes after I check a bag. So if you hold up from going from security, hang tight just a little bit, especially if you're in a city or state that really doesn't like guns. Hang tight, and if they have a problem with it, I want to be there when they open my case. Yeah, they may cut my locks, but still they haven't to date. And so this will have to be locked on both sides. One key opens both, and then once I'm locked up, yay for that. So this is the next case. This is by Pelican. When they see a case that looks like this, it's usually a kind of a rubber stamp. Okay, this guy knows what he's doing, and he's got the right hardware. There's other companies as well. I'll include some other options in the links below. All right, guys, here's a bigger case when I'm traveling with a lot more equipment, specifically when I'm doing kind of like force-on-force training. This is the Pelican 1650, and I'm not thrilled about it because it already weighs so much, just empty. I forget how many pounds it is, but it's all, once I pack this thing full, I'm way over weight limit, and even then I've got to really be judicious on what I put in here so it doesn't blow my weight limit. There's another one out that's the Pelican Air. It's more expensive, but it weighs a lot less, and that's what I'm interested in. Nobody's throwing these off the top of a building, so I don't really care as much about the added durability. I'd rather have the weight saving. So anyway, I'm in the market for a little bit better of a case, if not the Pelican Air. Again, it has wheels under here. You're going to wish you had that. And it's got these reinforced eyelets that my locks go through, just like so. All right, so in this goodie box is a bunch of force-on-force gear. Even if it isn't a real gun, it has to get kind of treated as if it was. Here's a plastic gun. You can't carry this on an airplane, even though it's in no way a gun. It's just a piece of plastic. Similarly, this is a training gun. Not a real gun, but I still have to have it locked up like this as if it were, right? So anyway, that should be just about good. And again, they're going to throw that little unloaded firearms tag inside, lock it up, and you should be good to go. All right, so you got your case squared away, and now you are entering the airport to go check in. You'll want to look for a special line that people with prohibited items are going to get into. When you get up to the counter, be a nice person. That person behind the counter can make your life pretty miserable, and you want to be a good ambassador for gun carriers everywhere. So smile, hello, and then you just announce, I'm traveling with guns. And then let them prompt you. Sometimes they're old vets, and they know exactly what to do, and sometimes it's a new person behind the counter that just kind of freaks out a little bit, and they want to have 3 different levels of managers called over so that everybody can, in a almost little panic, figure out what to do about the dangerous, terrible guns. So anyway, they're going to have mixed responses. Just cue off you. At this time, what you won't want to do is crack open your case, clear out your guns, and show everyone. You don't announce, I have guns, everyone. You don't wave them around despite what you may have thought. Yeah, that's a good way to get shot. I have guns. Anyway, what they'll do is they'll prompt you. Most of the time, the vast majority of the time, you're not going to actually touch guns. They're going to ask you 2,000 or 3,000 times whether you unloaded the gun, and you'll say, yes, yes, I did. And are the magazines empty? Yes, they are. And do you have any ammunition? It's oftentimes good to not even travel with ammunition to some places. They have confiscated ammunition before. But if you stick in the manufacturer's box, you should be good to go. So anyway, They're going to ask you all that stuff, and then they'll give you that little tag that I showed you before. They'll slip that in, you'll lock it all shut, hand it to them, and then your case is gone. You'll see it on the other side, hopefully. There are some examples and there are some circumstances when they're going to ask you to hang out and you'll have to carry your case somewhere else, where they'll do a check for TSA with a big scanner or whatever. And other times they'll have you just stand by until that case clears TSA. So there's contingency, but usually right there they take it from you and they say, "See you, sir. Have a good day." On the other side, when you go pick up your case or your bag containing a case, it will usually not come out on the baggage carousel with everyone else's. Your case is coming out dead last, so no reason to have a stampede getting off the airport. You're not going anywhere fast. You go to the office for that terminal. So if you flew Delta or American Airlines, you're going to look for that office that's located beside the baggage claim. When your bag comes out, they'll ask you to see ID. They'll check, your bag tag and the tag on the thing, and you're good to go. Now, realistically speaking, that's what airlines are supposed to do. I can't tell you how many times my bag has actually come out on the baggage carousel, which is really dangerous because somebody could just grab that and take off. So anyway, you got to kind of watch the baggage office and watch the carousel at the same time to see if it comes down. Now, the airport will assure you that will not happen, and it absolutely does happen. Other times I'll go to pick up my bag at the baggage office and nobody's even attended to it. I just literally pick it up and I'm like, all right, there's guns in here. Thanks for guarding my stuff, guys. So anyway, you're going to want to get there, keep an eye out so that nobody steals your stuff, because you will have a special tag that people in the know will realize there's firearms there. So you got to be able to protect your stuff there. Anyway, guys, hope this was helpful for you. Go ahead and share it with anybody that you know is interested in the subject matter. And hey, also, I've got another YouTube channel. There's exclusive content on that channel. I just uploaded another video, and I'll put it right here. Yeah, check that out. Anyway, good stuff, exclusive content. This Warrior Poet channel is majoring more on poet stuff. This channel is going to major more on warrior stuff. However, there will be elements of both on each channel. Anyway, train hard, train smart, and don't die or get arrested traveling with guns. See you guys.